Welcome to the Home Care Breakthrough Solutions Revenue Accelerator Program. Hey everyone, it's Greg Mazza with Home Care Breakthrough Solutions, and welcome to another episode of the Revenue Accelerator Program, where our mission is to help you achieve your next home care revenue breakthrough. So today we're going to talk about something that is going to have a really profound impact on your ability to get your salesperson producing quickly. What am I talking about? Home care agency owners, you hire a salesperson, you're all excited, and then you're like, all right, come on, get out there and let's go grow the business, and yet you don't have a solid onboarding process. So today we're going to talk about 7 key components to an onboarding process for your new salesperson. And guess what? You stay till the end. I'm going to gift you guys something. I'm going to give you our new hire for a salesperson, a new hire checklist for their onboarding process. So it covers these 8 components and then a whole bunch more. So sound good? Awesome. So let's talk about this. Reality is that you can hire someone who's got industry experience. You may hire someone who, quite frankly, they've got some sales experience, but you're just not sure. You want to hire someone. That's key part to getting this right, is hiring the right person. We're not going to talk about that today. We are going to talk about how to onboard them properly. So let's talk about some of the key components. First things first is, once you onboard them, you want to have the culture, the values, the mission, the vision conversation. All right, you need to start establishing a culture for your company. You may already have one, and that's great. And if you don't, you need to create one. Culture is one of the most powerful things. You can't really necessarily touch it or measure it, but it is one of the most powerful things to not only help you with retention and get people bought into why you're doing what you do, but it's actually going to end up increasing production, because people are going to be bought into your company and where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, you've got to have them do some sort of competitor analysis, right? You need to know, they need to know who your competitors are, what their pros and cons are, and where your positioning in the marketplace is. So one of the things I used to do with my salespeople is have them do a couple shopper calls and literally go through some of our major competitors and talk about like how they're different and how we're different from them, which kind of segues into my next conversation, or the next piece of this. Number 3 is differentiation. Right? You need to have a set of differentiators, and as part of that process, your salesperson needs to know what those are. They need to know what the differentiators are, because when they're out there in the marketplace, like I've explained to you guys many times if you watch my videos, a lot of social workers, a lot of case managers try to group you into the same bucket as everyone else. So if you want to increase your salesperson's odds of being able to separate themselves from the competition and get the meetings, get the appointments, and get the referrals, you've got to have strong differentiators, okay? Make sure that your rep knows what those are. Number 4 is origin story, right? We call it our Epiphany Bridge script. They need to be armed with some type of origin story, whether it's a company origin story or an individual origin story, their why. People are going to do business with those they know, like, and trust. And if you want them to connect quickly with their referral sources, they need to have some type of origin story incorporated into the sales process, which, guess what? Number 5 is, you've got to teach them your sales system, okay? You've got to have a sales system. So if you don't, you need to find one that's been proven, that works, right? And you need to teach them a sales system, something that you can hold them accountable for, right? So when you're out there and you're out in the field with them and you're seeing how they're doing, if they're not producing, you can say, hey, this piece is broken or this piece is broken. So there's got to be some type of sales system that you train them on, so they understand, like, here's the process and this is what it looks like. So when you're out in the field, they know what you expect of them. Another segue into the next piece is, you've got to have a set of KPIs, right? We talked a little bit about accountability. You have to have a set of KPIs and expectations. If you haven't had that conversation, even if you did it upon hire, you need to do it again. I mean, in the interview process, you need to do it again upon hire. Once they're in your office and you sit down and you say, all right, here's the things we talked about. These are the KPIs that I'm going to be holding you accountable for. Here's how we came up with the numbers. This is what we're expecting of our reps. We're going to be talking about this on a weekly basis when we do our sales meetings, and this is the measuring stick. If you don't have a measuring stick, then you're making a big mistake when it comes to managing your salesperson. So you've got to have a set of KPIs and expectations. They actually appreciate it. They want to know, like, how are you going to measure me? How are you going to measure whether I'm doing a good job for your company. And the KPIs and the expectations is a key component for that. So the next one, which is number 7, is account review. So you want to go over with them the accounts that they're going to be managing, who's been producing, who's not been producing, who's sort of dormant that we can sort of maybe get them reproducing again. So you need to go over your accounts with the reps so they know where's my territory, who am I going to be working on, help me figure that piece out. And last but not least is you want to go over your marketing materials. So hopefully you have some set of marketing materials. Like, I don't want to use that as a crutch, because the reality is that referrals in this industry, it's a relationship business. So the relationships is what drives the referrals, not the pens, not the brochures. Sure, they can be supportive things in the process, but you still want them to know, like, here are the marketing pieces that we have, so then when they're out in the marketplace, they know, like, oh, we've got this brochure, we've got this flyer, these are our niches that we can use in different pieces. So when I'm going to add value to that account or educate them on something, I've got different things that I can pull from. So those are your, those are your 8 key pieces that when you're onboarding your rep, you want to make sure that you're using these. But like I said, I will make sure you guys have the checklist. I'll have that down below so you guys can download it and use it next time you go to hire your next sales superstar. So hope this information was helpful. If you found it helpful, please like this, comment, share your comments, let me know what you think, and share it with someone that might benefit from it. Okay, guys? And thanks so much for being a part of the show. And our intention, our hope is to help you guys achieve your next home care revenue breakthrough. See you next time. Bye-bye.